to The House Never Wins, episode 105. And football, people, it's officially back. The regular season is still a few weeks away, but we are already talking bets. So, welcome, Pau.
Hi, Fabi. It's a pleasure to be with you again here in The House Never Wins. So today we're doing something a little different. We're not giving you a lecture about bankroll management. We are not just telling you, don't chase your losses. We are actually going through the NFL preseason week 2 betting board.
16 games, Pau. 4 days, money lines, spreads, totals, and of course, our picks.
And because it's preseason, there's one giant disclaimer. The line can move dramatically depending on who actually plays.
Exactly, Pau. In the preseason, you can just look at the roster and say, this is the better team. You have to ask, who is playing? How long are they playing? And who is playing quarterback? Current lines we're using today are from FanDuel's August 17 board, and they can move before kickoff, Pau.
So let's get into it, Fabi.
Okay, Thursday night starts with Las Vegas Raiders visiting Houston Texans. Current FanDuel money line. Hear me out. Raiders plus 110, Texans minus 130, and the spread is Texans minus 1.5, and the total is 38.5.
So, Fabi, I'm taking the Raiders are at plus 110.
Why? I'm taking Houston at minus 130.
Here's why I like the Raiders at plus 110. I don't need them to dominate. It just need them to win the game often enough to justify that price, Fabi.
I'm willing to pay the minus 130 because Houston is the home favorite, and I'm more comfortable laying a small number than trusting an underdog in preseason. But here's where it gets interesting. The Super Bowl's market has Houston at 18-1, while Las Vegas is way back at 150-1.
And that's exactly why you can't use Super Bowl odds to blindly bet a preseason game, Fabi. Houston being 18-1 to win the Super Bowl doesn't mean Houston is automatically a good bet at minus at 130 tonight.
Correct. Tonight questions is Houston more likely than the price implies? Now, we got another huge game. San Francisco at Los Angeles Charger. Current money line, 49ers plus 104, Chargers minus 122. Total, 39.5.
Oh, the Chargers is my team. I'm taking the 49ers plus 104.
Unbelievable! I'm taking the Chargers minus 122.
And this is a classic example of two different betting philosophies. I get the underdog basically at even money. If I'm going to choose a side, that's attractive.
Oh my God, I'm paying the favorite price because the Chargers are only laying 1.5 points. That's much different proposition that lying at minus 122 on a team at minus 7.
And here's the Super Bowl comparison, Fabi. San Francisco is currently 19-1 to win the Super Bowl. The Chargers are 17-1.
So, the market actually likes the Chargers slightly more as the championship contender. But again, that's a futures market. We're betting one preseason game, and that's important.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Friday. Jets and Steelers. Friday starts with the Jets at Pittsburgh. Jets plus 138. Steelers minus 164. Spread Steelers, minus 3.5. Total 39.5, Fabi.
Okay, I'm taking Pittsburgh minus 164.
Okay, I'm taking the Jets plus 138.
This is one where I'm paying the favorite tax.
And I'm not. At plus 138, the Jets are giving us a significantly bigger payout, Fabi.
But there's another important number, Pau. Pittsburgh, it's 50-1 to win the Super Bowl. The Jets are 200-1.
So, Fabi, if you ask me which organization I trust more over an entire season, obviously I'm gonna say Pittsburgh. But that's not the bet we are making.
Okay, now let's talk about Carolina at the Jacksonville. Panthers plus 116, Jaguars minus 134. Spread Jacksonville minus 2.5 and the total 39.5.
I'm taking Fabi, Carolina plus 116.
Oh my God. Jacksonville for me, minus 134.
Jacksonville, Fabi, is a team I think the market is giving a little more respect to than Carolina. But at plus 116, I like the Panthers as the value side.
And Jacksonville Super Bowl's odds are 30-1. Carolina's is 90-1. So, Jacksonville has the clearly stronger long-term market perception.
And now let's talk about Packers and Broncos. Now this is where the numbers get interesting, Fabi. So hear me out. Green Bay is plus 190. Denver is minus 230. And Denver also is minus 5.5. The total 38.5, Fabi.
Taking Denver, of course.
And I'm taking Green Bay plus 190.
Oh my God! See, about the Lion minus 230 in preseason.
Yes, I'm agreeing with you. Exactly. That's the point. Denver might be more likely to win, but minus 230 means you are paying a huge premium for that probability.
Okay, but Green Bay is 18-1 to win the Super Bowl. Denver is 20-1.
So, interestingly, the long-term market actually has Green Bay slightly ahead, but tonight, Denver is a huge favorite. That's preseason betting.
Yes. Now, Saturday begins with Washington at Detroit. Washington plus 132, Detroit minus 156. The spread Lions minus 2.5, and the total is 36.5, Pau.
I'm taking Washington plus 132, Fabi. And you?
We are not friends today, Pau. No. I'm taking Detroit minus 156.
Fabi, Detroit Super Bowl odds are 19-1. Washington is 60-1.
So, the long-term market clearly favors Detroit. But again, the question isn't who is the better team. Is Detroit minus 156 the right price for this specific preseason game?
Now let's talk about Falcons and Colts. Atlanta at Indianapolis. Falcons plus 132. Colts minus 156. Total 37.5, Fabi.
Taking Indianapolis minus 156.
Okay, I'm disagreeing again. So I'm gonna choose Atlanta plus 132.
Okay, Indianapolis is 60-1 to win the Super Bowl, and Atlanta is 130-1.
So this is another case where the favorite also has the better futures price, but that's not necessary enough, Fabi.
Okay, now this is a good one. Buffalo at Cleveland. Buffalo plus 102 and Cleveland minus 120. The spread, it's for Browns, minus 1.5, and the total it's 39.5.
Okay, I'm taking Buffalo plus 102.
I'm taking Cleveland minus 120. Oh my God.
And this is the one is fascinating, Fabi, because Buffalo is one of the biggest Super Bowl contenders in the entire market. So they are currently plus 1,000. Cleveland plus 2,000.
That's a massive difference.
Yes, but Buffalo being a Super Bowl favorite doesn't mean they should be favored in every preseason game.
Exactly. And if you're watching this game from a betting perspective, the first thing I check is who's actually taking the snaps. Now, Baltimore at Minnesota, Ravens plus 134 and the Vikings minus 158. The spreads is for Minnesota a minus 3, the total 37.5, Pau.
Okay. Let me check if you agree with me. I'm taking Baltimore plus 134.
Okay, at this point, I'm not surprised anymore. I'm taking Minnesota. I'm taking Minnesota at minus 158.
Okay, Baltimore is currently at 10-1 to win the Super Bowl. Minnesota is 50-1.
That's another massive difference.
And yet Baltimore is the underdog tonight. So that's exactly why futures odds and games odds should be treated as two completely different things, Fabi.
Okay, Pau. Now we get to the one of the most interesting games of the entire slate. New Orleans at the Rams. Hear me out. Saints minus 132. Rams plus 112. The spread is for Saints minus 1.5 and the total is 37.5.
Okay, crossing fingers you agree with me. I'm taking the Rams plus 112.
No, I'm taking New Orleans minus 132.
And here's the crazy part, Fabi. The Rams are currently the favorite to win Super Bowl at plus 550. New Orleans is 90-1.
So, we're looking at the Super Bowl favorite as a preseason home underdog.
And that's probably the best example tonight of why you don't simply bet based on a team's reputation, Fabi. The Rams can be the best team over a 17-game regular season and still lose the preseason game.
Yes. Now let's talk about the Giants at Miami. The Giants as minus 138 and Miami is plus 118. The total 37.5. Pau.
I'm taking Miami Dolphins plus 118.
I'm taking the Giants minus 138.
Miami Super Bowl odds are 350-1. The Giants are 70-1, Fabi.
So, despite Miami being the home underdog tonight, the Giants have significantly better futures odds. And again, different markets, different information.
Now let's talk about Eagles and Patriots. Philadelphia at New England. Eagles plus 100. Patriots minus 118. Spread the New England, it's minus 1.5 and the total is 37.5, Fabi.
I'm taking Philadelphia at even money. Let me add shock.
I'm taking New England at minus 118.
No way, Pau! And hear me out. Philadelphia, it's 16-1 to win the Super Bowl, and New England, it's also 16-1.
Yeah, the same. So this one is almost a coin flip from a futures perspective, Fabi, which makes the tiny difference, the game money line, even more interesting.
Yes, now I love this game. Chicago at Cincinnati. Both teams are sitting at minus 118 on the money line. Cincinnati minus 1.5 for a total 40.5.
Okay, I'm taking Cincinnati.
I take Chicago.
Chicago is 24-1 to win the Super Bowl, and Cincinnati is 20-1.
So Cincinnati has the better future number, but basically no separation on the game money line. This is exactly when I'd start looking beyond the money line. Who is playing? Who gets more snaps? Which backup quarterback looked better last week? That's where your edge can come from.
And here's the other game. Kansas City at Tampa Bay, Fabi. Chiefs plus 152. Buccaneers minus 180. Spread Tampa Bay is minus 3.5. Total 37.5, Fabi.
Taking Kansas City plus 152.
Okay, I'm taking Tampa Bay minus 180.
But you love Kansas City. Oh my God. Okay, this is another famous team trap. Kansas City is 16-1 to win the Super Bowl. Tampa Bay is 55-1.
But, Fabi, the Chiefs are plus 152 tonight. So if you are a casual bettor, you might immediately think, Mahomes, Chiefs, take Kansas City.
Yeah, and that's exactly the type of emotional betting we're talking about. The name on the helmet doesn't determine the preseason line. Now, Dallas at Arizona. Dallas is plus 102. Arizona is minus 120. The spread is from Arizona minus 1.5 and the total 37.5.
Okay, I'm taking Dallas plus 102.
I'm taking Arizona minus 120.
Okay, Dallas is 25-1 to win the Super Bowl, and Arizona is 500-1.
500-1. That's about as far apart as you can get.
So, Fabi, Dallas is the underdog tonight, and that is the entire lesson of this episode.
And finally, Sunday Night Football. The defending Super Bowl champion, the Seattle Seahawks, visit Tennessee. Seattle plus 114, Tennessee minus 134, the spread Titans minus 2.5, and the total 38.5.
So I'm taking Seattle plus 114.
Yes, I'm taking Tennessee minus 134.
And Seattle is 11-1 to repeat as a Super Bowl champions. Tennessee is 130-1, Fabi.
So, the defending champion is an underdog in the preseason. Again, it doesn't mean the market suddenly thinks Tennessee is better than Seattle, okay? It means we're betting this game under these circumstances, with these players potentially getting these snaps.
Yes, so let's go into final betting board, Fabi. We've gone through the entire week 2 board. Give me your 3 favorite bets.
Okay, number 3, Chargers are minus 122. Number 2, Bears plus 100. And my favorite, the Rams at plus 112. I know there's the Super Bowl favorite, and that's exactly why I want to watch the situation closely before kickoff.
So, Fabi, I'm going with mine. Number 3, 49ers plus 104. Number 2, Bills plus 102. And my favorite, it's Seattle plus 114.
But remember, these are preseason bets. Don't treat them like regular season bets.
And don't bet a preseason game just because it's on television.
And that's it for this episode 105 of The House Never Wins. We went through the entire NFL preseason week 2 board, looked at the money lines, the spreads, the totals, and even checked where the teams currently sit in the Super Bowl market.
And the biggest lesson?
The best team isn't always the best bet.
The biggest favorite isn't always the safest bet.
And Pau, sometimes the ugly underdog is exactly where the value is.
Exactly, Fabi. So we'll see you next week.
Please enjoy the games, but bet responsibly. And remember,
The house
never wins. We are waiting for you on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Discord, all of our platforms, and please register on lacasanogano.com. Remember to subscribe, enter your information, and verify yourself to collect all your money from week 2 of NFL. Bye.
Bye.